We are here on the River States Conference website for the River States Conference Women's Golf Media Day, and here with me, this is the Midway edition, of course, if you can't tell by the Midway on the shirts there. Here with me, I have Miss Emily Hill. She is on the left of the camera screen. She is a junior from Frankfort, Kentucky. Emily, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. And then on the right, we have Mr. Otis Smith. Coach, how are we doing?
Doing just fine. Looking forward to this great media day today.
Yeah, there we go. This is something new. Trying to shine some light on some of the other sports in the conference. So it's a great deal for the conference. Coach, you started this program back when was that? 2014, 15?
13, 14.
13,
one
14.
Person and then with a team. And
one person, then you got the team.
Yeah.
What's that journey been like? Starting seeing the program grow into the perennial power that it has in the conference so far?
Well, thank you for saying it's been a perennial power, first of all. Very proud of what this women's team has accomplished over the years, coming in to the program, starting with just one player, Katie Coyle, very first Midway golfer, and traveling around with just her, trying to get her to be, a great player or better player than what she was when she started. And then into the next year having, bringing in 6 more players to add to her and us doing really well in our first year as a team. So I was really excited about that and very happy with how things turned out as far as that first recruiting class. Going forward, we've just been really, I've been fortunate to get good young ladies like Emily and Katie and the other girls from the other program, Chelsea, Catherine, all the other girls that were stellars in the program. So I've just been lucky. I really feel like I've been lucky to get good recruits and young ladies to come in, and they've bought into our system, and we've had success. And I know we're going to talk about the one not success.
We'll talk about that.
We'll digress there, but we've been very successful, so I'm very happy. Very pleased with what we've done here, and I know the coach gets a lot of the accolades, but it really is the players. Mm-hmm. The players are the ones that make the team, and I wouldn't be who I am without them.
Yeah, Emily, what your first year was? What, 2017?
19.
2019. Yeah. My goodness, these years start running together. I mean, my goodness, they all start running together. What was it like whenever you were trying to figure out where you wanted to go? What was it about Midway that stood out that made you want to come here?
Well, yeah, at first I was definitely really intimidated with the college selection process. Mm-hmm. It was a lot for me not knowing where to start, but he, when he was recruiting me, he really made me feel welcomed into this community, and I just fell in love with the campus and then with the team because I got to meet them before I was actually on the team, and it felt really good to play with them. And it was a lot of fun.
And I'm sure it helps that it's only 15 minutes away from your hometown of Frankfort.
Yeah, so that was definitely a good benefit too.
Yeah, well, good.
Emily's being modest. She said I just got to talk to her, but I really put a full court press on her. So I think I saw her probably 5 or 6 tournaments I came to, and trying to get her to solidify her spot here at Midway. But she's been a great player for us. Still hoping to get that conference title for individual conference title for her. She's been close so many times. I got a feeling this year she's going to get over the hump, and then I think, and even next year, I think she's got 2 years in a row here to make that happen. So I'm very excited, very happy Emily decided to come to Midway.
Yeah, and Coach, we'll just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. Just go ahead and talk about what happened last year.
Yeah.
Last year ended the run of 5 straight conference championships. What was it? I'm sure now that gives the team and gives you a little bit of drive back to want to reclaim that top spot in the conference.
Yeah, absolutely. I think from the team aspect, I think Emily can attest. I've been really talking about us getting back to the top of the mountain there, I'm gonna give my hats off to IU East. They did a great job last year. They played well. Their team came together at the right time, and they played well. They played well down the stretch. They really played well all spring. So for them to capitalized with the championship. Like I say, kudos and hats off to them. They did a great job. It was a close battle. There's always been a rivalry between us and IU East, and they did a good job. But obviously from our standpoint, obviously it was disappointing. It's been tough to get over. But we're focused on this year, focused on trying to improve and fix some of the things that kind of faltered down the stretch last year. But we're working on those things, and I think we're going to be back in good position. We had a good fall season, and we won the fall preview. So that gives us confidence, obviously, going back in, knowing that we can still win at that golf course. So I think we're in a pretty good situation. So hopefully all the work that we're going to put in, that we put in the fall, and the work we're going to continue to put in the spring will pay off for us.
Yeah, and Emily, I'm sure that was a heartbreaking loss for you guys from the player perspective as well. Kind of what are your thoughts of wanting to? I know you guys are chomping at the bit to want to reclaim that top spot, right?
It was definitely really devastating for us. Like, it was really hard to realize, oh, we just lost this big tournament, especially after 5 years winning in a row for the program. But I think it definitely gave us the motivation to step up and be better this year and work harder and put our mind to it a whole lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it is. Coach, you still got a relatively young team. I mean, we still got 2 years left of Emily. We're hoping for 2 more years anyway. You got a 5th-year senior in Sydney Beard, but up and down, you've got just looking at your roster, you've got 5 sophomores that are still relatively young. Yeah,
I mean, we have a young team. Again, like I said a little earlier, blessed to have great recruits that come to Midway, and blessed to have kids that come in and really, buy into the system. And having young players, they're getting an opportunity to learn from Sydney Beard. They're getting a chance to learn from last year, who was a super senior, Jenna Lewis for us last year. Getting to learn from Emily. Getting to learn from Katie Kelly. So those younger players are actually coming in, and they're learning, kind of as we go. And some of them have already had their feet to the fire, and they're getting a lot of playing time. So that's kind of what you want as a coach. You want kids to come in and buy in. The kids will tell you, I don't give them anything free. They have to earn everything. Every spot that every time we go out and play in a tournament, there's a qualifier for it. So they're usually, in the fire, so to speak, as far as qualifying to get to play. So I believe if we practice hard and we qualify well, when we get to a tournament, we got our best 5 or 6 players playing at that time.
Yeah, and I'm sure it makes you feel good as a coach having those kids come back. Some of those returners, Bree Russell was the newcomer of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Bree had a great, fantastic year last year. As a freshman, came in, like you say, won newcomer of the year. I think she was also all-conference, if I'm not mistaken. First and second team all-conference there. So she was fantastic for us last year. Looking for big things from her going forward again. So, I mean, we got 2 freshmen this year that came in, and one of those freshmen is qualified for a couple tournaments already in the fall. So, yes, I mean, we have a lot of good players up and down the roster, whether they be freshmen or senior. And, like I say, we push each other. True believer that iron sharpens iron. I say that all the time. And, if we continue to do the things that we've been doing, I think we're going to be successful. And I think those younger players are going to have a huge impact on us.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Emily, what's that growth process for you been like now that you've worked your way up to a junior? You've been in this program. You know what it takes. Now you're looked upon as a leader for these young kids.
Yeah, it's definitely great to be a leader and to have that thought that they're looking up on us, and it's intimidating.
Intimidating. Yeah, there we go.
But it's. I mean, I know there's a lot of work into it, but it's definitely you can definitely do it, and it's just we're being there for them and helping them through the process. So. Yeah,
absolutely. And Coach, we'll kind of wrap up here. You guys won 2 tournaments in the fall. I know you're playing a tough schedule again in the spring. You always want to play a tough schedule. You always want to play against the top competition. What are your expectations for this spring season?
Well, I mean, obviously every tournament we play in, the expectation is for us to get a win. I try not to show it all the time, but sometimes I get a little disappointed we don't play up to the level that I think we're capable of playing. But 2 wins is nothing to in the fall is nothing to frown upon. I think that's a great fall season. I'm hoping in the spring that we will continue to get some more wins and obviously cap it off with a conference championship and a trip to the national tournament. That's ultimately what our goal is every year. National championship, make it to the national championship, and you got to do that first by winning the conference, and that's where we are. And we're on the right track so far through the fall season, so I'm hoping to continue going into the spring.
Yeah, and Emily, what are kind of your echoing kind of what Coach says and those same expectations?
Yeah, I feel like we're making good progress, and we've been doing well, and there's still a lot more left on the table to go for, but I think we can do it.
Yeah, and you heard it here first. That was Emily Hill and Coach Otis Smith. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck this season.
Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate it.